The Ash, Lutzi and Susie O'Neill podcast.
Yeah, Donald Trump's been found guilty on all charges, all 34 charges, and with the latest on that, exactly what it means, David Woiwod is the US Bureau Chief for Channel 7 News. You'll see his coverage tonight, but he joins us from the courthouse now. Morning, David. Can you put it into layman terms exactly what has transpired this morning?
Yeah, guys, good morning. Look, it all happened pretty fast, and it was all very sudden here today. We've been told that the jury in this case that had been deliberating for just 12 hours on 34 criminal charges that Donald Trump was to retire for the day. And then it all changed in an instant. We were told that they had a verdict. They have come into that courtroom. Donald Trump was there. And in the foreman of this jury, this 12-person jury, New York men, 7 New York women, they have read out that verdict, and it was guilty on all charges. So now we have Donald Trump, the former president, now a convicted felon, and he is now awaiting sentencing in this case. It will happen on July 7, just a few days before the Republican National Convention. Of course, that's that big party that the Republicans will be having to actually confirm him as their candidate for this election. So this is American history today, guys. You cannot sort of understate the importance of it.
So what's this mean as like percentage-wise of him going to prison and his presidential aspirations as well?
Well, to that point, prison is a very real option now for this judge in this case. His name is Juan Nashan, and he's taken a pretty dim view to this type of white-collar crime before, and essentially that is what these charges are. These were falsifying business records with that intent and that conspiracy to sort of sway the election in the run-up to the 2016 election by paying that hush money to the former adult film star, Stormy Daniels, and he did that through his former personal attorney, Michael Cohen. So there's a very real chance here that this judge could actually hand down a prison sentence. Would that happen? I mean, he's going to have to take into consideration so many factors here. But look, in the very unlikely, perhaps, scenario that Donald Trump is sent to jail, he can still run for president, he can still win the election, and he can still govern the country from behind bars, technically. But I think there might be a few little hurdles before we get to that point.
How bizarre. Do you think he'll appeal? And if he does appeal, do you think he'll appeal after the election? Maybe that's a way he'll get around it. And then he can pardon himself.
Yeah, there's a few... I mean, yes, if he wins, he would love to pardon himself. And I don't think many people sort of have their heads around the logistics of this, because it's never really been tested before in American history, has it? It's all new territory here for the American legal system. So there are so many things at play right now. But yes, very likely that the Donald Trump team will be working on that appeal process right now. He's come out, he's been, of course, selling that message that this was a witch hunt, that these were rigged charges against him, or sort of put up by Joe Biden. He's been blasting the judge in this case. He's been really putting out this message that he is the victim in all of this. It has been swallowed by a number of his supporters. A number of them have been down here, of course, for the past few weeks as well, and they see it the same way. The big challenge for Democrats now will be, will other Republican supporters still see it that way, or will they be a little bit turned off? We still know Donald Trump is leading Joe Biden in a number of those crucial swing states. So will there be enough that might actually now hold their nose now that Donald Trump is a convicted criminal and vote for Joe Biden come November? It's a big question I'm sure pollsters are asking in those crucial states right now.
It's amazing. He's now officially a convicted felon. Crazy.
That is it. Donald Trump can add that to his list of titles now. Brash, real estate mogul, real estate, entrepreneur, billionaire, reality TV show host.
Ex-president.
Convicted felon.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie O'Neill podcast.